So there are many, many texts on the that talk about the Śrī Cakra in different ways. And most of these tantric texts come from the earliest was 6th century, but most of them are from the 9th and the 10th centuries. So to cut a very, very long story very, very short, this whole issue of Sri Vidya and Śrī Cakra and where it comes from, it depends on who you ask. That's what you need to know, because there isn't one commonality. Okay. So accordingly, what has happened is in Sri Vidya, there are numerous lineages known as sampradayas. Okay. So there are critical differences within the sampradayas between lineages on how we approach the Śrī Cakra in our understanding as well as in worship. So this is why it is really important to know what lineage you are going to follow. Because if you go to another lineage, they will be the same Śrī Cakra. They will also be called Sri Vidya Upasakas or Sri Vidya practitioners, but what they will be doing will be different than what you have been taught. Okay, there are dozens of them, dozens of lineages. So it's very highly specific to a lineage. Even the Khadgamala Sutram that we are going to learn in this course is lineage specific, because the versions vary according to the lineage and what people have been taught. Okay, it's just, this was all a background for you to understand where the Śrī Cakra comes from. Okay, so the Śrī Cakra is known also as a Śrī Yantra, and Yantra means an instrument or a device or a gadget. So it's a means to connect, and it is actually an instrument that serves a particular purpose. So in this definition, you can loosely say that the mantra is also a yantra. Makes sense, right? Because that is also serving a purpose. It is also an instrument that serves a purpose. So anything is a yantra if it serves this particular purpose, which is the understanding that there is no separation between the divine and me. That Lalita Mahatripura Sundari is essentially who I am. There is a oneness of identity with Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. And if there is anything that gives us that non-separation, that becomes a yantra. Okay. So the employment of yantras in worship is not new. It's quite widespread. And many cultures around the world use things as yantras, right? Even when we use a murti or a vigraha, it's not unusual to draw like a yantra around that, or to place the deity on top of a yantra, right? In this situation, what happens is the energy of that design is transferred to the deity. It's not that the deity is giving the yantra more power. It's the other way around. Because this yantra has the power to, energize whatever is kept in its vicinity